5 surprising facts about everyday objects that will change your perspective. Number 5. Scissors. Scissors are one of those objects that have been part of our everyday lives for so long that we often take them for granted. But did you know they were not always our own? In fact, scissors were invented about 150 years before the wheel. They first appeared in ancient Egypt around 3000 BC and were made from sharpened animal bones or pieces of flint. The first metal scissors, however, were not created until about 1500 BC in Greece. These were much more efficient than their bone or flint counterparts and eventually became the standard material for scissors. Throughout history, scissors have been used for a variety of purposes, including shearing sheep, cutting hair and, of course, paper. They were even used as weapons in some cultures. Today, scissors are an essential tool for many jobs and are also just a common household item. Next time you reach for a pair of scissors, take a moment to appreciate their long history and all the things they've been used for. 4. Rubber bands. Rubber bands are another object that we use every day without giving them much thought. These simple elastic loops are made from rubber, which is a natural material that comes from the sap of rubber trees. Rubber was discovered by the ancient Mayans who used it to make balls for a game similar to basketball. However, it wasn't until the 19th century that rubber really took off as a commercial product. In 1823, Charles Mackintosh, a Scottish inventor, created the first waterproof rubber fabric, which he called Mackintosh. This led to the creation of many other rubber products, including tires, hoses and, yes, rubber bands. During World War II, rubber bands were actually in short supply because most of the world's rubber came from colonies in Asia, which were hard to access during the war. This led to a shortage of rubber products, including rubber bands. However, scientists in the United States were able to develop synthetic rubber, which helped to alleviate the shortage. Today, rubber bands are used for a variety of purposes, including holding papers together, securing packages and, of course, for hair ties. 3. Paper clips. The humble paper clip may be one of the most overlooked items in our everyday lives. But this simple wire fastener has a surprisingly interesting history and some pretty impressive stats. For starters, despite what its name suggests, the paper clip was not actually invented to hold papers together. In fact, it was originally designed as a faster and more efficient way to fasten documents together than using staples or pins. The first paper clip patent was filed in 1867 by a Norwegian inventor named Johan Valler. However, the design didn't catch on until 1899 when it was popularized by a paper company in the United Kingdom. Despite its simple design, the paper clip quickly became an office staple. By the early 20th century, it had become one of the most common methods for fastening papers together, replacing staples and pins in many offices. But paper clips aren't just limited to the office. They're also commonly used at home and in schools for holding papers, photos, and other items together. And believe it or not, paper clips have even been used as makeshift weapons on occasion. So the next time you need to fasten some papers together, take a moment to appreciate the humble paper clip and its long history. Number 2. Post-it notes. Few objects in our everyday lives have had as significant an impact as the post-it note. These small, colorful squares of paper with adhesive on one side have revolutionized the way we organize our thoughts and share information. The story of the post-it note is a fascinating one. It all started in the early 1960s when a scientist at 3 meters named Spencer Silver was trying to create a super strong adhesive. He ended up creating a weak adhesive by accident, but he didn't realize the potential of his mistake until years later. In 1973, while attending a conference, Silver met a colleague named Arthur Fry, who was struggling to keep his place in his hymnal. Silver immediately thought of his weak adhesive and cut a strip of paper, applied the adhesive to the corner and stuck it to the page to hold his place. This marked the beginning of the post-it note. After several years of testing and refinement, the post-it note was brought to market in 1980. Initially, they were only available in the United States, but soon expanded to other countries. Since then, post-it notes have become a staple in offices and homes around the world. We use them to remind ourselves of deadlines, leave notes for family members, plan projects, and brainstorm ideas. The impact of the Post-it note is undeniable. It has changed the way we work, communicate, and think. No. 1. Pens. Pens are one of those things that we use all the time, and yet we rarely stop to think about how they work or how they came to be. The truth is that pens have a long and fascinating history, and they've come a long way since their humble beginnings. One of the most surprising facts about pens is that they've been around for thousands of years. The earliest known pen was the reed pen, which was used as far back as 3000 BC in ancient Egypt. Reed pens were made from the stalks of certain plants and were used for writing on papyrus. Of course, pens have come a long way since then. In the 19th century, the fountain pen was invented, which allowed for finer, more precise writing. In the 20th century, the ballpoint pen was invented, which was more convenient and less messy than the fountain pen. Today, there are all kinds of pens available, from gel pens to marker pens to high-tech smart pens that can write on electronic devices. But no matter what type of pen you use, it's safe to say that pens have had a profound impact on human civilization. Writing has allowed us to communicate, record information, and express our creativity. And pens have been an essential tool for writing for thousands of years. So the next time you pick up a pen to write something down, take a moment to appreciate this amazing invention and all the ways it's impacted our world. We hope you enjoyed learning these facts about everyday objects. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment below with the topic you'd like to see next. Thank you for watching.